I'm surprised that this candidate is being mixed in with Tulsi Gabbard and Andrew Yang. Daniel, what the hell's going on?
Well, we have a wonderful article from Business Insider, and a few people have been saying, hey, Daniel, where's that snob voice? Well, it's coming back for this one because this article's a mess. Let's get into it. So we're going to go with Tulsi Gabbard and entrepreneur Andrew Yang and billionaire former New York Mayor Michael Bloomberg have accumulated fan bases that have high percentages of men. During the 2016 primary, some of Bernie Sanders' supporters were derisively referred to as Bernie Bros, owing to his rival Hillary Clinton's strong performance among women. That's not true. I want to correct the record on this. Fun point 2016. The way that we got Bernie Bros is because in 2008, when she was running against Obama, she used the term Obama boys. Remember those black, thuggish Obama boys that you had to watch out for that were in their 20s and 30s that were all supporting Barack Obama? Remember when that was brought up? Hillary Clinton used racism to engender votes? Well, she's not very creative, and in 16, all she did was like, well, instead of it being young black men in their 20s and 30s, it's going to be young white men in their 20s and 30s. Real original, Hillary. That's where it comes from. Everyone just forgot that because, Hillary is very important, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, aggregating 10 polls conducted since September, about 58% of Democratic primary voters who would be satisfied with Gabbard presidency were men, while just 38% were women. Gabbard's policies skewed to the right. Interesting. And she's been outspoken in her criticism of her own party, which is good because, reasons. Which she's accused of rigging, in quotes, as if what a joke. Ha ha ha. There's no way the Democratic Party would do the thing that they're known for doing. Remember, the Democrats rig primaries, Republicans rig elections. Remember that. I saw that with Trump. They didn't. No, never mind. Her non-traditional presidential bid has attracted praise from white supremacists, libertarians, and many on the far right who endorse her isolationist foreign policy position and advocate against online censorship. What a fucking jumble.
Okay, I'm having some problems with this article already.
Yeah, exactly. Notably, two other women candidates in the 2020 race are significantly more popular among women than men. This is literally like writing in Mean Girls. If Mean Girls was was news, hey, it's like a Becky telling someone else, hey, she's hanging out with too many guys. We can't be with her. There's too many guys. What the fuck? Anyway, Yang, a former tech executive, is similarly an outsider with non-traditional politics, and his supporters, who he's nicknamed the Yang Gang. I'm not sure he actually nicknamed that. I think that was kind of organic. Skew male.
He didn't say it himself,
while about 44% of Democratic voters would be satisfied with Yang were women, 54% were male. And I want to mention that both of these candidates, they're basically going to keep going with the article and say that the reason this is important is because Democratic voters are skew women. But we know from, if we take the media at its word, that all Democrats are going to vote against Trump, which means that the people you have to care about are independents who don't skew women. But let's keep going. Over the past, and just listen to this. Tell me if you can catch something that sounds like BS that will affect all these numbers that we already read. Over the past 3 months, polls conducted since his flirtation with entering the race, they're talking about Bloomberg, 94 out of the 164 respondents. So, of course, we're talking about big pools of people that we got this number from. Said they'd be satisfied with his nominee, with 55 being men. And they're also saying Bloomberg's more conservative because he was a Republican. I want to remind people, Kit's brought this up before. Bloomberg's a Republican like yesterday, flips to be a Democrat, gives Nancy Pelosi a ton of money. Nancy's like, he's a Democrat we can trust. Bernie Sanders caucuses, gives money to and works with the caucuses, votes with the Democrats for decades. And I still hear from people that he's an independent and is not a Democrat in any way, shape, or form.
Okay, so look, I got to just make a couple things. This article is a failed attempt for them trying to link Bloomberg to the success of Representative Tulsi Gabbard and to Andrew Yang in regards to their impact on this election, especially impact on this primary and the very fact they have a large social media following. I've seen on a lot of social media posts, whenever Bloomberg posts something, he's getting a lot of flack from both sides, Democrats, Republicans, independents, libertarians, Greens, socialists. Nobody wants Bloomberg in this race. They all call him for the hack fraud that he is. He just gave a shit ton of money to the Democrats, but yet he's a Republican running in a Democratic primary. But hey, let's ignore Bernie Sanders, who's been actually rallying for Democratic causes and actually has successfully brought in Democratic wins. We're going to ignore Bernie Sanders. And then somehow they're going to say, oh, all Tulsi Gabbard supporters are men, all Andrew Yang supporters are all men. And it's just a failed attempt to somehow link, I guess the media, because they like Bloomberg, link Bloomberg to Tulsi Gabbard and Andrew Yang because, they're all struggling because they want to get their voice out there. Bloomberg has nothing in common with Representative Tulsi Gabbard or Andrew Yang. Bloomberg is a billionaire trying to buy this election. That's what he's trying to do. What Andrew Yang and Tulsi Gabbard are doing is that they are trying to bring in brand new ideas. And Tulsi Gabbard is reaching out to a lot of people. Andrew Yang is reaching out to a lot of people. We've covered some of their events. We've talked to people who are supporters of Tulsi Gabbard, Andrew Yang, Bernie Sanders. But you know what? I'm not seeing a lot of people talk about Bloomberg. I'm seeing a lot of people say, my God, this man, a billionaire, is somehow going to try and buy this election. And also, Democrats. What makes you think that having a billionaire fight against another billionaire or millionaire, however, whatever Trump's money is, I don't care. What makes you think that he's going to have an automatic victory? Are you that fucking out of touch? And establishment media, stop. Stop what you're doing with Bloomberg because he's irrelevant in this race. The only reason why he's relevant at all is because he has money and he's able to buy off Nancy Pelosi's support. The Republican. Bloomberg, the Republican, in a Democratic primary. But yet, Tulsi Gabbard and Andrew Yang, when they bring in their ideas, they're waved off, and they got the media blackout against them. There's clearly, the polls are against them as well, because the DNC is just rigging this whole thing. The DNC is nothing but a hypocritical system. Same thing with the corporate media. This is what we get when we have money in politics, because our establishment media and the establishment political class are going to constantly lie to us. So when I see that article, it's a failed attempt to make Bloomberg relevant, when we all know that he's a motherfucker. There.
Yeah, no, that's exactly right. I want to add into that. This goes right back into what we're talking about with the Democratic Party that Nancy Pelosi has built and destroyed and corrupted to its heart. This is literally a guy who, remember the media when we were just like a month ago, was like, Bloomberg might enter the race. He's so late. Wouldn't that be funny? And then $100 million later, what do we get? Bloomberg, welcome. What a wonderful person. Please, we need your money.
He's a front runner.
We didn't report on this because we had so many stories in the last week. CNN has no one watching them. I believe that at this point, we're getting about 5% the viewership that CNN is getting. What the hell? They are a multi-billion-dollar organization. We're a multi-hundred-dollar organization. How are we competing with them? Dollar for dollar, we can beat them on any single field of battle and win.
Because we got heart.
Because
and
we don't have Wolf Blitzer. That's the other thing. He just kills everything. But the point we're getting at is this shows in real time how easy it is to win if you have money, because the system is set up in such a way. And if America just got to the point where people were terrified of striking because they would starve in the next week, well, we could do really great things one day.
Yep. Paul.
One little thing my takeaway from this is a little less about, Bloomberg's trying to do this and these candidates. And the thing that I find more disgusting is this tactic is all about voter shaming. That's the entire tactic. Oh, look at these horrible people that support that person. Better not support that person, or we're going to tell you that you're aligned with those horrible people. Look at the horrible people that support that person. Better not support that candidate, or we're going to smear you as being part of the group of these horrible people. That's the whole thing. And it's old school 20th century politics, right? It's don't talk about the issues, don't talk about platforms, don't talk about policy ideas. And the thing that I think is great is that we're coming up with younger voters, millennials, exennials, and Gen Zers, we talked a little bit about on the show yesterday, who the thing that we care about are the policies. Don't try to hand wave us and say, don't support Tulsi Gabbard because the people that support Tulsi Gabbard are horrible and you don't want to be counted among that group.
Yeah.
Get out of here with that.
All right, so one final note, and because then we got to get to Paul's story. Elephants on Coke, thank you for the super chat. Awesome name. I think that's the best name I've heard. Add this to your multi-hundreds, you capitalists. Well, you know what? We will. With that $2, we're going to buy this whole system. We're going to go crazy, folks.
We're going to buy it up.
So fuck you, Bloomberg. We're gonna paint this town red with savings.
We exist in a capitalist system, not by choice.
Yes.
This is